Hello everyone. I wanted to introduce you guys to one of my most interesting lovebirds. He's a lime green American cinnamon peach-faced lovebird. He has a really sweet personality and he is very kind to all the other birds. A lot of the times these birds can have a hard time getting along with each other, but with this little guy, he's always been very friendly. I really want to share his life story because he is very special to me, and he's always been one of my most favorite colors that I have in my flock. So first of all, I got him when he was just a few months old back in 2023, and when I got him, he was paired up with a female that was the same color as him, and I could tell she wasn't doing very good. She was really sick and she had pulled out most of all of her feathers. So this is a sign that a bird is very stressed out and maybe not feeling well. So he was kind of a rescue bird, and I kept him indoors for a little while just so he can get used to being with all the other birds. And he actually did really good, but unfortunately, his partner ended up passing away because of her health issues that she had. I could tell that they were super close, and he would always take care of her and feed her when it was time to eat. So this loss was very sad to him. Afterwards, I decided to cheer him up by putting him in the flock with all the other birds to see if he would find a new partner. And just a little while after this, I started to suspect that he was actually a female, just because he paired with my first yellow one that I knew was a male, and they were best friends, and they would stay together every single night. When it came time for the warm season to start, I put all my birds in my outdoor aviary just like I always do in the warm season. It was then when I started to notice that he was hanging around some of the other females to try to find a partner. So I again switched my opinion that he was actually a male and not a female. It can be very hard to tell the gender of your bird without doing a DNA test, but I've always been able to tell just based on behavior whether my birds are male or female. But this one is the only one I've ever had a hard time with trying to determine whether it was male or female, because he would act so much different than all my other males, and I was even wondering about doing a DNA test on him to figure it out, but I thought it would be more enjoyable to just keep watching him and to see his interaction with all the other birds and see if we can just figure out on our own. So the entire warm season, he didn't really pair with a female, but he was just best friends with this bright yellow bird, and they would stick together every single night. It seemed like each and all of my other birds would easily find a partner. I would put a new one in, and within the first week or so, they would already have paired up and found a partner. But with this green one, either nobody was interested in him or he wasn't interested in anyone else. And I didn't really understand why this was, but I still continued to have hope for him that he would find a partner. Anyways, toward the end of the warm season, each and all my pairs that paired up went into the nest and had a batch of chicks. And this guy was still all alone, just with his best friend, the yellow guy. So I brought everyone in for the winter. And during this time, I did sell a lot of birds and buy a couple to put in my flock for the next season. And even all the ones I added, he didn't really show much interest in, other than the yellow bird that he's always been hanging around. When it came time for the next warm season to start in 2024, my yellow bird ended up flying away, and I was really sad about it. I was thinking about making a video about it, but I didn't want to dwell on the loss that I had. So I decided to just forget about it and move on. But this green guy didn't have his best friend anymore, which I was really sad about. During this time, I ended up buying a couple other birds to have in my aviary, and if you remember from before, some of my birds actually flew away, and some of them, I lost some of them, which was a really sad time for me and my lovebirds. But I still had this guy, and I still had hope that I would find him a partner. And this yellow and red one was actually one of the new ones that I had. That I bought him with a pair, and I ended up losing his partner. And these two just got along really well and ended up becoming best friends, and they always hung around each other. So it was after I got this guy, my lime green had a new best friend, and he was much happier now that he did. So despite this yellow one pairing up with this green and red one, they still hang around each other every day. And at first I didn't even know which which of these males the female mated with, because they're always together and she gets along with both of them surprisingly. And at nighttime, she's always in the nest, and these two males sleep together on top of her nest. So that's just a really interesting interaction that I've never seen before with my lovebirds. There was someone who wanted to buy a male bird from me to pair with their female, and I was pretty much just that close to selling this one, but I loved him a whole bunch and I had him for a while and I just couldn't sell him. I wanted to keep him and see if I could find him a partner and see if he can start his own little family as well, just like all my other birds have. Maybe he's just a late bloomer, but I really like him a whole bunch and I have a lot of hope for him that he will find a partner and start his own little family. Maybe when my baby birds hatch this season, then he'll be interested in one of those. But anyways, yeah. He has the sweetest, most kindest personality out of any of my birds that I've seen. Every time he goes to eat or every time he goes to drink water, I notice that he stands off to the side and lets all the other birds have a drink first or have what they want first. And he patiently waits until they're done and then after they're done, and then he goes in and gets what he wants. But only after he lets all the other birds have what they want. I think it's kind of nice. He seems super courteous to all the other birds, and he doesn't really like confrontation. I never see him starting a fight with anyone. He's just super kind to everyone, and I hope that he's happy with me and my other birds. Anyways, a lot of people have been interested in getting to know the backstory of a lot of my birds, so that's why I decided to make this video. If you guys want to follow the progress of my flock of lovebirds and watch as they each find a partner and start raising their own little families, feel free to subscribe and comment down below any questions you would have. I really do read each and all the comments and try to reply whenever I can. I don't have a name for this little guy, so please comment down below a good name that we can give him, and I'll go with whatever comment is liked the most. I don't really get a lot of interaction on my videos, so I'd really appreciate if, for this video then, each person just looked at the comments, maybe commented a name, or liked the best one, so that we can find a good name for him that we can start to use in our videos. I found a lot of joy raising these lovebirds, and if you want to experience the same thing, feel free to get outside, just go bird watching, do something good for other people or the planet, and protect nature, be nice to animals, and as always, have a lovely day.